Jamie McGowan here, and as you can see, I am on the set of Hello Hennepin, and in this video, I'm going to be taking you behind the scenes. So what I did was I interviewed the actors and actresses and Dan Miller himself, who's the director of the sitcom, just asking them questions of, what does theater mean to them, how they felt when COVID canceled all the live theater production, and then how they felt when they pivoted to the sitcom. So I hope you enjoy the video. There's a lot of honest answers amongst the group, sincere ones as well. So like I said, enjoy. I just want to say thank you, Dan, for joining me this afternoon.
Absolutely, yeah.
My goodness, I'm just going to ask you some questions regarding to your process.
Sure.
Take you a little bit about your past, see how you got in love with theater.
Okay.
So, so number one question that everybody's going to be asked generically is, what does theater mean to you?
I have always had an incredible passion for theater ever since a very young age. And I wouldn't necessarily even call it theater at the time. I was very creative at a very young age. I really enjoyed make-believe. I really enjoyed watching television, where other people would sit and watch a show and just, be entertained by the show. I would sit and watch a show and I would really watch how they did things, how they acted, how they reacted, and thought about how I could incorporate that into my own creativity. And I'm talking like when I'm like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, I was thinking about this sort of thing. It wasn't until I was about 13 when I had an opportunity to take a theater class. And it was that theater class that really brought everything that I had experienced and wanted to experience in my youth together.
Okay.
And from that point on, I've just really been all theater. I mean, I've been a theater nerd ever since.
Absolutely, and that was actually going to lead us to our second question was, when did you know theater was the right path for you? And
Well, I don't know if at 13 I knew it was the right path. I knew at 13 I really, really enjoyed doing theater. And, I started off acting. So like when I was 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, I did acting and continued doing it. It wasn't until I was 18, I was actually stage managing a show out at the Barn Theater south of Sioux Falls when the director, something had happened to the director, I can't remember what, but they had asked me to take over. And something happened when I took over. Everything just fell into place. I knew exactly how everything should look, and I was able to guide the actors in that direction. And as a result, the actors came to me and said, wow, this was a much better show than what we thought it was going to be. And, I thought, oh, they're just being nice. Well, after that show ended, I get a phone call asking if I would be willing to direct at a dinner theater. And so I said, absolutely. So I went and directed at that dinner theater. And then they said, would you consider, maybe staying on and doing some more? And so, that's just, I happened to be in the right place at the right time. And I started directing, and directing my first time when I was 18 is when I truly found my passion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all about those small moments, right?
Yeah.
So when did you decide that you wanted to teach theater rather than direct?
Well, I knew as soon as I entered grad school that I wanted to teach theater. To be quite honest, going out and being your own business, being your own actor, selling yourself to get parts, you are your own business when it comes to acting on Broadway or in LA or anything. And that was something that didn't appeal to me. But what did appeal to me was the fact that I could share my passion with others. And so when I entered grad school, I knew that I wanted to teach. I knew. And so in grad school, not only did I take theater courses, I took speech courses and taught speech classes along with teaching theater classes in grad school. And then on top of that, I took secondary and higher ed courses. to help round me off to make me a more marketable theater individual that would appeal to schools.
Absolutely.
And after grad school, I was offered a job directing professional theater, running a theater and directing professional theater. I did it for 2 years, but in that 2 years, two individuals, one from the University of Southern Indiana and one from the University of Evansville, had come and seen my shows, and then contacted me after seeing the shows, wanting to know if I'd be interested in teaching at their institutions. And so I did. I was an adjunct professor at the University of Southern Indiana, and I was an adjunct professor at the University of Evansville. And so that's kind of how I did the professional stuff. It was okay. It drove me crazy. I never saw my family, working 70 plus hours a week. And I transitioned into teaching, which just reaffirmed I absolutely love teaching. And it was because of those positions that I ended up here at Dakota Wesleyan University. Teaching in Indiana got me to South Dakota.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That actually, wow, you answered so many questions. So, but I love the background. I didn't know that aspect of you, how much work you have done to get to where you are today, which is nice to know. But going off of last year, when COVID was starting becoming a thing, we were actually, I was in your tech theater class, and we were working on, I can't remember what the play was.
She Kills Monsters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so at the time we were all getting things prepared, but then once COVID hit, everything kind of got shut down. So how, my question is to you, because COVID had such a huge impact throughout our community and everybody else, and you were working on this production, how did you feel when campus was shut down and the production was no more?
I felt horrible. A lot of people had spent a lot of time and energy working on this show. In fact, during spring week, we had actually finished building the set, and we're in the process of preparing to paint the set when we found out that students would not be coming back to campus, that we would be going to an online environment once spring break, finishes and classes resume. And so it was very sad. It was very scary. How do I adapt tech theater for online? How do I adapt auditioning for online? Well, auditioning actually worked out pretty well, because the next sequence in the class was how to record and audition using video and online. Okay. So that actually worked out. But then how do I do the acting period styles class? And, we did it. I ended up tearing down a set that was never to be seen by anybody.
Exactly.
I ended up adapting tech theater. I gave you guys projects to work on, sent them to you guys in the mail, and you guys did an amazing job. Once they were finished, you guys recorded or photographed the items and sent them to me. The online auditioning worked out really well, and we ended up recording, and we for acting period styles, we recorded scenes or short plays in their homes. Students did that in their homes. In fact, I did it too. And they were posted to our secret Facebook account for us in the class to watch each other. But would I do it again? No. If I had the choice, I hope people wear masks. I hope people understand the importance of what it means to get back to normal without prolonging this horrible thing called COVID-19.
Exactly.
But then when it came time for this year, what do? We knew we couldn't have an audience in here.
Exactly.
The last thing I wanted to do was shut down and not do anything for the year. But it was the students who actually came to me and said, you know what, we really did enjoy acting period styles. We enjoyed recording ourselves. Could we learn more acting for the camera? And I said, sure. And then it popped in my head, what would happen if we just did everything,
on camera?
On camera. And the students actually were the ones that came up with the idea of maybe just writing our own sitcom, our own show, and just recording that. That appealed to me because that meant we could just, build one set,
Yep.
use it for the whole year rather than building 3 or 4 sets like what we're used to. It appealed to me because, this was something students wanted to do. And I want to encourage students. And if this is something, let's do it. Let's try it.
Exactly.
I can tell you that it's been a learning experience for all of us.
Yes. I'm sure it has.
You watch the first episode compared to the last episode, and you see a complete difference. A complete difference, not only in how everything looks, but even in the actors, their comfort level, their characters, and so on. And so it was a growing learning experience for all of us.
Exactly. And just by not doing live theater, was that your decision, or was that kind of the university's decision?
Well, I don't think it was a mutual decision, because we all knew at that time there was no way we could have live audiences in such an intimate atmosphere as the Black Box Theater.
Exactly.
And so, the students spoke to me, I spoke to the students, we came up with a plan. I wrote out a proposal, and I submitted this proposal to the university. Because the one thing I did not want to happen was the university to say, we're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Well, before that were to happen, and I don't think they would have, but just in case, I wanted to say, well, here's a proposal which gives us the opportunity to continue being creative and learning and honing our craft.
Exactly.
And at the same time, remaining safe.
Exactly. And I know from the student standpoint, because we all like to be in the theater atmosphere, being fun around each other,
Yep.
and then performing for a live audience. But since that was taken up and we did a sitcom, how did you handle it, pivoting from live theater to the sitcom?
I am not a movie director. I'm not a television director. I feel that, I don't feel, I know that acting in front of a camera and acting in front of an audience are two completely different things. And if I had my preference, I would always choose live.
Yep.
On a stage, we can be bigger, we can be bolder. They say with theater is this.
Yep.
Camera is this.
Exactly.
And that's it. And if you were to give me an opportunity to choose between continuing to do live theater or camera work, I'm always going to choose theater.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because not only that, theater's always fun, doing it in front of a live
Oh,
audience.
absolutely.
And then
It's unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen from night to night.
Exactly.
You never know when that fire alarm will go off in the middle of a production.
That was funny. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
I remember that. I guess, let's see, we did the pivoting deal. So let me ask you this question then. So did you have, I know it's kind of a lot of mixed emotions with the sitcom, but was it a good feeling at first, or were you just like, I don't even know if we should do it?
I knew we should do it. It was a great way for us to continue being together and doing what we love.
Exactly.
So I knew we wanted to do it.
Exactly. So what was the process for deciding what episode was going to be about?
Well, we actually put together, when talking to the students, I wanted to know where their interests lie. Do they lie in acting? Do they lie in writing? Do they lie in directing? And so there were several of these students who said they wanted to act and they wanted to write. And then, of course, our tech people wanted to do the technical aspects of the show. And so I put together a team of writers, and what we did is we sat down and we said, okay, what do we want to happen? What are our characters? What are the characters like? What are their names? Where are they from? And where do we put them? And we decided, well, let's put them all in an apartment. They all live together. Okay. They're all theater majors, most of them.
Yeah.
And, go from there. So we were writing about things that we know, things that we've experienced, and so on.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so we decided early on what all the episodes were going to be about.
Exactly.
We knew. And then it was just a matter of, from episode to episode, writing it all out.
Exactly.
And then rehearsing and putting it on film or on digital,
whatever. So with the characters, I know talking to the students beforehand, I know that they came up with their own writing on that.
Yep.
Would you say that some of the characters that each person plays, do you think that enacts on their life, or are they trying to go off with something completely different that they never
I
done
think it's a
before?
combination of all that. You know, some characters I think are, the actors are playing, you know, pretty much themselves. There are some actors who I know are playing buffoons, who in real life are not buffoons, who are very smart, articulate people.
Exactly.
We have some people, you know, who are playing characters that are totally opposite them. But I think they're choosing to do it just to stretch their comfort zone, to try new things. And that's what we're here for.
Exactly.
That's what the university is all about, is trying new things, experimenting, being creative, and seeing, you know, what happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if you don't try something new, it just gets bland, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, what do you love the most about Hello Hennepin?
What do I love the most? That's hard to say. As I've said before, I'm not a TV guy. I am not, I'm a theater guy. I think what I love the most about Hello Hennepin is how we are creating a world where everybody is happy, in spite of the world that we're living in now. You know?
Exactly.
There's such divisiveness in this world that we have people in the cast, not only in the cast, but characters who, who may be left thinking or right thinking, who may be experiencing one thing or another, but they're communal. They're together. We're all on this planet together.
Exactly.
We're all in this apartment together. We live together. We accept each other for who we are. And I think that's what I like about this. It's exciting for me to see what people come up with, what actors come up with their characters. It's always fun to watch the bloopers because you can tell through the bloopers if people are having fun. Because if you look at the bloopers, people screw up and there's always a big smile on their face and there's always laughter and there's always laughter in the background. It's just, this is our world and we accept it and we're having fun with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just, and then just having that aspect to where we actually are trying to create you guys are trying to create a world that's completely different from ours right now.
Yeah.
I think really brings back hope at people at home.
I hope so.
Just that entertainment, just to uplift their spirits just a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that really helps.
Yeah.
So you talked about bloopers.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite blooper? And why?
I don't have a specific favorite blooper, but I love those bloopers that just seem to go on forever. Somebody walking in and trying to say something, they just can't get it out. Okay, I got it. They try it again, they walk in, they still can't say it. So those that just keep happening. I know they can say it. I know they can do it. They've done it before. But when you put somebody in front of a camera, just like in theater, when you put somebody in front of an audience, things happen. Mentally, physically, that affects us.
Hi, can I help you? Hi, I'm Derek Dirks. I was just wondering if I could ask Oliver a question. I need him to explain thermogravimetric analysis. Hi, can I help you? Hi, I'm Derek Dirks. I was wondering if I got. Hi, can I help you? Hi, I'm Derek Dirks. I was just wondering if I can ask Oliver an I'm gonna shoot myself.
If you were to ask me, the one favorite blooper that I just giggle every time I see it, it's with Sid and Brennan, and they knock on a dorm door, and all you hear is Audrey Coasters laughing behind the door. And it's just a beautiful, innocent moment.
Action.
What is your favorite episode so far?
The favorite episode will always be the last episode that we filmed because we continue to grow. And with each episode, I can see that growth. And we just finished filming the band episode, And what was exciting about that episode for me was I was not a part of the writing process at all. It was written by 2 students. Even the music was written by 2 students. And those students then got together and rehearsed the music that was written and then performed it. And so all the music you saw in that episode was original music done by these Dakota Wesleyan theater students. And so it just shows the process. You know, this has been a growing experience, and people are becoming a lot more comfortable with themselves and wanting to get outside that comfort level and try new things.
Exactly.
And again, that's what college is all about.
I did not know that that was actually original music from
All
the
of it,
students.
yeah.
I couldn't even say. I probably would have thought it was
Yeah.
probably Mozart or something.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, with all that, has any other student that has been involved in this sitcom have done something like that to really bring out their talents in different areas?
I think all of them have. I feel bad, you know. I wish we could do more. You know, right now we're at a point where we're stuck with, you know, this is what our life is right now. Hopefully next year we continue on with theater, live performances with an audience, and we continue to grow. But I think we're getting to a point now with everybody that we're nearing the end. They may be getting bored, but you know, that's the nature of the beast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you always like the journey of 1,000 steps.
Yeah.
Or there's journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
A single step. And you know, we've been on this for the whole academic year. We're now nearing the end of the academic year, and I think students are starting to see that and starting to realize that we need to start thinking about transitioning into next year. And as you know, we're starting to work on Noises Off, which will be our fall show. And so, you know, that process has already started. And so we're trying to move out of the film and back
And back
onto
to the theater.
the stage. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, that's actually all the questions I had for you. Is there anything else that you would like to share to?
I don't think so. I've really enjoyed doing this for the mere fact that we were able to still be together and still grow as artists. I really appreciate the fact that you know, this is something that we will be able to look back on years from now, and hopefully these students will look back with fond memories and show their kids what they did in college when they were here.
Absolutely.
And that's always the fun thing.
Absolutely. I totally
And
agree.
I honestly hope people appreciate, you know, what we tried to do in the time of a pandemic to make our world continue to go on.
Exactly. You always got to bring something to the table to make somebody or somebody else happy
Yeah.
along the way. Because
Yeah.
if it don't, then it's everything just chaos.
Yeah.
So, but that's basically it, Dan. Thank you for
All right, thank
coming
you.
in, doing
Thank
the
you.
interview. Everybody, now it's on to the students. So here are the questions that they have answered.
Theater is what I crave. Theater is my favorite pastime. It's what I want to do the rest of my life. Theater is everything to me. So I think theater is a place to express yourself and be who you are. And like with shows and everything, you can change things even if not written that way. So yeah, just mainly expressing who you are and just being accepted in the place that you want to be.
It's kind of that space where I get to go and escape and be someone else. Now there's also days where it's what it means to me is a way to express myself and my feelings, or like a message. Even. I mean, at the end of the day, theater is a social tool. It's to teach lessons.
My whole thing is I'm good at speaking, good at acting. Why not be in theater?
Theater means to me that it's an opportunity for people to be something other than themselves. They're able to explore aspects of their personality they may not otherwise have the chance to. And it's just a great opportunity to work with other people and network and just have a great experience with a lot of people.
Theater's a lot of things, I think, for me. It's creativity, most of all. I'd like to say creativity is definitely the biggest one for me.
I don't know, theater to me is just a place where anybody can go express themselves. Like, it's always accepting of anybody.
Mhm.
Like, no matter who you are, where you come from, where you're going, what you like, what you dislike, there's always a place for you in theater. Like, theater is just that place where you belong, where anybody belongs.
Theater has always been a kind of expression, a form of expression, and it's that way for a lot of people. And it's always also been a way to like vent out the feelings. I can feel the emotions that I can feel to their fullest extent, and I do it in a safe space.
Theater is an escape. I get to be myself and not worry about what anybody has to think. Rather acting or doing stage managing or lights or backstage tech, anything. I just get to be me. Because theater is the most non-judgmental place I have ever experienced.
It really bummed me out, and I mean, I know why they did it. They did it, and I'm glad they did it. But it does make one sad for what's been like.
I was like, sure, okay, you're funny. That's definitely what my first reaction was. Just 'cause I didn't really believe it, I guess. Who did at first, but I don't know. I definitely just in shock for sure. And then Broadway closed, and then West End closed, and everything closed. South Dakota closed, and that's when I knew it was serious.
But finding out I wasn't going to be in a show this semester, this year rather, definitely sucked. But at the same time, I thought, the TV show would be, a welcome addition to my repertoire.
I think my initial reaction was I was a little worried because I didn't know how we were going to pull it off. I didn't know who the new people that we were getting into the department were as far as tech or actors. So I didn't know if we'd have, talent pool to sustain a sitcom for a year.
Mostly, acting. I didn't care where I got it. I just wanted to be able to act again. To do it in front of a camera for the first time was kind of exciting.
Really excited that we were going to try something. That we still, get to come to the theater every day. Like, I still get to see all of my favorite people. We still get to perform and put on a show. We still get to entertain. So as much as I didn't like the idea at first, the more I thought about, maybe this could work. Like, maybe we'll pull it together and it'll be a lot of fun.
I was super excited. I thought that was a fun idea because I know all of us were nervous about what we were going to do for theater, if we were going to do anything, but I thought it was a really good idea, and I love that he had everyone just involved in writing it.
You have no idea how people are going to respond when you're filming it. It is a challenge to memorize lines. You have to put your time into memorizing lines, but it's worth it because you're doing it, for an audience. But when you're kind of doing it for a camera,
It's different.
you don't get that initial feedback. It's more like, this person has to say, oh, hey, watch the sitcom, it was great. Or, oh, hey, watch the sitcom, maybe next... No, I'm just kidding. They don't do that.
It feels frustrating to be in front of a camera, in front of a live audience. You're expected to do the same take multiple times and do it the exact same way. With an audience, you do it once and you have that right away reaction, that initial reaction from the audience that you can kind of play off of. But with the camera, you can't play off of anyone's reactions other than your castmates, and then you have to redo it and try not to laugh.
Every week on Tuesday nights, they would have writer meetings, and they all, I don't know totally for sure, so I'm probably not a good person to ask this question, but from what I understood, from what I heard about, they like the students and Dan would pick plot points to write about. Some of them we have used and some of them we haven't. Some of them we went off on our own and rethought different ideas, and some of them we are using. But the two people, I believe, two people would work together and create a scene or think of an idea. Or as we're going along, like Corbin has written some of the, like a small chunk of one of the episodes. A majority of the writing comes from Dan. But if Dan goes to a student and says, can you please write this part? Then that student, they can say yes or no. But if they're saying yes, they get to write part of the episode. And they are credited in the show as well. So that's really cool.
I love that Hello Hennepin gave us an opportunity to continue doing like theater. Like we were doing more things than we normally would. We were having to write our own scripts, we were creating our own characters, we were like developing them, and that's normally not what you can do in theater, where you're given a script, you're given a character, you're given a description, and you are supposed to fit that description.
My favorite aspect about it is we all came together in an uncertain time, and we made something that not only was great for the time being, but like is lasting. It's there forever now. You know, it's on YouTube. Anyone can see it, 10, 15, 20 years from now.
My favorite part of this sitcom are the creation of the bloopers. The bloopers are my favorite part. While I'm watching the episode, my favorite part is the bloopers. While I'm actually doing the episode, is I'm watching these actors. Dan will say cut, or whoever will say cut, and they'll look at me and they'll make some weird face, or they'll start laughing with me, or... I love relationships, and I love connections between myself and the actor.
Well, I gotta say the cast. I mean, everybody's they're like a joy to work with. Most of the time I work with Oliver, Max Evans. He's just fantastic to work with. I love working with him.
I love that we get to write it. I love that it's super flexible. Like sometimes Dan writes the scripts, but recently like he's been having us write them. So I think that's super fun. And then if we find something that's going to work better or look better in a shot, that we can just edit it and go.
It was, created and written by all of us. We get an input in every episode where we want the show to go. We got to write our own characters. We got to name them, give them their quality traits. Some of us put a little more thought into that than others.
Nothing. No, we've been able to do a lot more than I think I ever expected that we were able to do. One that we were able to record without masks on, which I thought was really essential, so that the audience didn't hinder them from understanding what we were trying to get across. Even though it might be a fun, stupid little sitcom, we're having fun with it, but there's also still a message behind it.